Esports World Cup 2025 was electric. Throughout 7 weeks of competition, we watched 25 incredible tournaments. The best games played by the best teams. Over 2,500 players and team staff competing from all around the world, looking to fulfill their goal of lifting the trophy and securing their slice of the life-changing $70 million prize pool. And in the end, there was one club to triumph over them all. One club to rise above the rest. One EWC club champion. We lit up 8 festival venues and 4 arenas. That's the size of 9 football pitches filled with pure competition, pure emotion, and pure entertainment. We welcomed 3 million visitors onto the Riyadh Boulevard, including dozens of world-class musicians, athletes, and creators, all coming together to tell their stories and celebrate their passion for gaming. Our newest addition, the wildly successful Content Creator Park, was home to over 30 main stage shows put on by local content creators from across the MENA region. We had more than 50 partners providing spectacular activations and experiences for players and fans alike. These activations featured over 800,000 pieces of content shared by fans, teams, and the EWC. We broke records with over 8 billion impressions and 2 billion video views across all EWC social media channels. Our broadcasts were popping off. We had a 63% increase in live viewership on Mobile Legends Bang Bang and a staggering 182% increase for Honor of King, giving the Esports World Cup its highest viewership to date. Our esports arenas sold out. We filmed them with hundreds of thousands of roaring fans, including 2,000 of the most dedicated supporters coming from our Superfans program who came to Riyadh to cheer on their favorite teams. And all that sound, it certainly attracted the world's attention. We had more than 4,000 media outlets covering all the action on site and broadcasting the EWC around the globe. Esports World Cup 2025 was bigger, louder, and even more unforgettable. EWC embodies everything we love about gaming and esports, and celebrating those who proved they are the best in the world and pushed themselves to rise above.
Massive, isn't it? I mean, when have you ever seen an event of this size done on such a massive scale for gaming?
EWC 2025 kicked off on week 1, crowning champions in Valorant, Rensport, Apex Legends, and Fatal Fury.
For the first time ever, Valorant at the Esports World Cup.
First big surprise from the group stage was G2 Esports being eliminated. After some regional kills, the finals were an all-European affair.
Fnatic, but they haven't been punished most of the time.
It looked like the day would be over quickly, only for Team Heretics to bounce back and become the first EWC Valorant champion.
Heretics have come back all the way!
Finally, we won. Finally!
Another game making its debut this year is Fatal Fury. The tournament featured some of the biggest names in the fighting game community, one of whom is the winner of last year's Street Fighter tournament, Shanghai. The only story that everyone was following was Shanghai making a run into the bracket.
Do it, man.
2, 1, no!
Defeating every big name in his way until the finals.
No! Not them! Pop it off!
Koichi was too difficult an opponent to overcome and was crowned the first ever Fatal Fury champion. Changing gears to sim racing with Rensport. Vitality narrowly avoided an early elimination to make the finals with VP and Redline. The overall team performance of Redline was uncatchable. They secured their first tournament win and became the first ever back-to-back champions.
I see a lot of parallels between skateboarding and gaming. When you were playing games as a kid, I'm sure most parents were like, it's eating into your homework or your social life. And then now it's a huge industry.
The first Battle Royale of EWC 2025 was Apex Legends. The finals were a close fought affair, going to 9 games and having so many teams on match point. However, VK Gaming from the Asia Pacific region took the victory, stunning the entire Apex Legends scene.
They are your champions of the ALGS mid-season playoffs at the 2025 Esports World Cup.
The kings of League of Legends were back in Riyadh, and the world held its breath. T1 led by the legendary Faker, and Gen G with their superstar mid laner Chovy. But just when the bracket promised a dream final, the underdogs AGAL stunned the arena.
The title defenders will not return.
Knocking T1 out in the semis. And at the top, after going up 2-0, their opponents forced the 2-2, and it came down to a final map, which Gen G dominated.
And made themselves the EWC winners.
Free Fire started with 18 teams. VP, Falcons, AGAL, Vitality, to name just a few, hoping to secure the 1,000 championship points. Not one of them managed it, however. Instead, EVOS Esports took the title with superstar 16-year-old phenom, Russia.
I think esports is growing every year now because everyone is watching it. The technology gets better and better, the games get better and better. So I feel it's a big future coming ahead.
The only women's tournament at EWC was Mobile Legends Bang Bang Women's Invitational. A big surprise was the first Western players from Gaming Gladiators taking down the defending champions. However, no one was even able to challenge the true queens of MLBB. Team Vitality did not drop a single game on the way to the title.
Aria trying to keep it together, but another's gonna fall. They carried the weight of last year's loss. They turned pain into purpose and left no soul unconvinced of their reign.
While many strong teams took part in Dota 2, the defending champions fell in the quarterfinals, and the two teams that made finals were Falcons and Spirit, with Falcons scraping their way to the final.
Deal out from Laurel. Another team wipe for Spirit.
Only to get destroyed. Team Spirit dominated the final. Every series was a clean sweep, including taking down last year's champions.
Make some noise for your Dota 2 of the Esports World Cup 2025 champions!
The misconception, I guess I would say, is that we're a bunch of nerds, or these guys are just a bunch of geeks who sit on their couch and play video games. And they're not totally wrong. We are nerds, let's not lie. But there is a technical prowess. When you break that down, it's like 7 actions a second. So each second for a 30-minute game, your fingers are moving 7 actions. It's like a piano concerto. So that type of skill level, I would call them athlete artists in some way.
Black Ops 6 group stages saw fan favorites FaZe eliminated, along with club championship monsters Falcons and Cloud9. Every series until finals on Championship Sunday went to 5 games, and just when you thought it couldn't get more intense, Optic Gaming closed the weekend out with an incredible 4-0 sweep to be crowned the champions.
It's a surreal feeling. You know, we were on a really downward path, and to win the biggest events, the back-to-back, I'm honestly grateful, truly.
This year's StarCraft 2 tournament had more twists and turns than a roller coaster, with just as much excitement. The bracket was set for a rematch of 2024's final between Clem and Cyril, only for Clem to go crashing out brutally. Cyril had a close call in the quarterfinals, nearly losing the series on the final map, but from there was able to pick up commanding wins on the way to his championship.
There is no denying it.
Honor of Kings featured 18 elite teams battling for the title and a share of $3 million prize pool. 2 of the strongest contenders came from China. Twisted Minds stunned fans by defeating Pause Gaming in a gripping best-of-7 series. Ultimately, the fan favorites, AGAL International, secure the HOK Champions title and walk away with an extra 1,000 club championship points in their pockets.
成为冠军，把属于我们的冠军奖杯刻在 EWC 的上面，觉得自己站在了世界之顶。
This setup and like the atmosphere, this is better than literally nearly every tennis tournament we have. I've had more fun here than I've had in the last 5 years on the tennis. Like, I'm not joking. I have such a passion in gaming. You know, most of my relationships that I've met and my best friends in the world are from the gaming world. You know, I hang out with them now, and I just feel like the community is so organic and it's so natural, it's authentic.
Esports are relatively new and chess has existed kind of long before that, but most of chess worldwide is going online. So I'm very happy to be partnering with the EWC and to kind of be part of that from the start. I've wanted to get chess kind of more into that space, especially when it comes to faster chess, because chess, I think, is built for this kind of arenas.
For the first time in the Esports World Cup history, chess is here!
Chess made its debut at the Esports World Cup. All eyes were on Team Liquid's Magnus Carlsen, the undisputed world #1, as he faced off against Falcons Ali Reza and Hikaru in a showdown fans had been dreaming of. He first outmaneuvered Hikaru in a nail-biting series that came down to Armageddon.
And Hikaru gets ready to resign. Checkmate incoming. It's gonna end here and now.
GG Magnus Carlsen. You know, I got my bow and arrow ready. I've shot one falcon. I want to shoot one more tomorrow.
Then delivered a masterclass in the finals, making quick work of Ali Reza. Magnus didn't just win, he made a statement.
It's the C-pawn now forcing its way through. We're going to see the final moves of the tournament.
Magnus Carlsen takes the victory. He wins game, set, and match.
PUBG Mobile united 24 of the world's best clubs in a high-stakes clash for the championship. With the title up for grabs, the grand final stretched across 3 grueling days and 18 matches. Yangon Galacticos came in hot, dominating early and threatening to end it all with one last winner-winner chicken dinner. But Weibo Gaming surged late, climbing to second and forcing the fight to the final round. In the end, Yangon Galacticos held strong and claimed the crown, the new PUBG Mobile champions.
Of course, the narrative has to go to Yangon Galacticos, the winners of PMWC 2025.
The Mobile Legends Bang Bang Mid-Season Cup opened with shocks from the very start. Both Onyx rosters stomped through the early rounds, dominating all challenges until the semi-finals, where both runs came to a sudden halt. In the end, it was Team Liquid who rose above. They dismantled SRG in the finals and marched on to claim their second title of the week, cementing their status as the team to beat.
Feeling really happy right now because I got my only missing trophy, the MC.
The Overwatch 2 Mid-Season Championship at the EWC delivered a storyline worthy of legends. Defending EWC champions Crazy Raccoon came in as the team to beat, until Twisted Minds flipped the script. The semi-finals became a home turf battle with 3 Saudi teams, Twisted Minds, Al Qadsiya, and Falcons, facing off against Korea's T1, the last international contender standing. The bracket guaranteed a Saudi finalist, and the energy inside the arena reached fever pitch.
저희가 팀 팔콘 소속이다 보니까 이제 사우디 홈에서 열리는 큰 대회이다 보니까 약간 더 특별한 것 같아요, 다른 팀보다.
Falcons rose to the moment. They claimed their first ever EWC title in Overwatch 2.
그 순간에 솔직히 좀 딱 마지막 됐을 때 좀 긴장 풀고 뭔가 와 해냈구나 드디어.
Football, both on the pitch and on the controller, took center stage at EWC this week. The EA Sports FC25 competition brought together some of the strongest players on the planet, while the festival buzzed with football-themed activations, including the Kings League MENA presentation on August 10th, making the competition's regional debut, where founder Gerard Piqué unveiled new teams and club presidents. The highlight came on August 9th when Ronaldo Nazario and Kaká, 2 icons of the game, faced off in a special show match before the quarterfinals. Kaká claimed the win and in true EWC fashion crushed Ronaldo's key, a moment that blended football history with the unique spectacle of the Esports World Cup. EA Sports FC25 delivered a phenomenal weekend of competition. The weekend belonged to Team Liquid, who placed 2 players in the semi-finals. While Levy fell short of the final, Manu Bashore powered through, winning his 2nd FC Pro World Championship and securing Team Liquid's 3rd game victory at EWC 2025. Rainbow Six Siege X opened with a shock. Pre-tournament favorites and reigning 2024 champions Team Falcons were eliminated in groups. The Cinderella story belonged to G2 Esports and their breakout star Stompin. They knocked out heavyweights like FaZe, NIP and Furia and battled their way to the finals. On the other side, Team Secret delivered under pressure, setting up an all-European showdown. They took charge of the finals, shutting down G2's dream run to secure the Rainbow Six Siege X Championship.
Siege's best-kept secret become champions, underdogs that remain undefeated.
Warzone's group stage went exactly as expected. Falcons topped the charts as the #1 seed, but this year, Virtus Pro and Twisted Minds kept the pressure high. The match point finals flipped the script, however. After Game 6, VP and Team Vision began to fade, opening the door for a Falcons comeback. After 11 tense games, 3 teams had a shot in the final zone, but it was Twisted Minds who held their nerve, sealing their first ever EWC title.
Since I was a kid, I've always loved games, and it's something that for me is very different to my life that I live, which is driving and racing. It's very relaxing, but also just enjoyable, stimulating at the same time. You know, it's a similar mindset. It's competitive, you want to win, you hate losing.
Tekken 8 lit up the Amazon arena with 32 of the best fighters from around the globe. But this time, the story was different. Because by the end of groups, 6 of the 8 qualified players were from South Korea. The top 16 was stacked with favorites like defending champion Ulsan, Arslan Ash, John Ding and Nee. The bracket led towards a final where Ulsan would defend his title against Lowhigh. And I'll let Tasty Steve tell you what that means.
And that's what you like to see. He said he wanted somebody to beat him. It turns out it was nobody. But man, did Lowhigh put up a fight. And the fight's gonna go to Ulsan, your 2-time, not 1-time, EWC champion.
Teamfight Tactics delivered shock after shock, with powerhouse clubs like Falcons, Team Liquid, Twisted Minds, and Vitality crashing out in groups. The underdog story came from Virtus Pro, who stunned the 2024 champions Wolves and then favorites T1 to reach the finals. But the dream stopped there. Weibo Gaming, undefeated in groups and dominant throughout the bracket, closed it out with authority, scoring 1,000 club championship points and denying VP their first ever EWC title.
Never took home an international trophy for their region. They're gonna do it today.
PUBG's group stage highlighted Rock, Theraton 5, and AGAL, but none carried that form into the finals. Day 1 belonged to Virtus Pro, only for them to collapse on Day 2. That opened the door for Twisted Minds, who dominated the final stretch and secured their second championship title of the season. Rocket League carried massive weight for the club championship, and the pressure showed. Defending champions Team Vitality, Team Falcons, and superstar French roster Carmen Corps all stormed into the semi-finals, setting up a clash of giants. But the story turned when GK stunned Vitality in a nail-biting series that went the distance. In the end, Carmen Corps and Falcons both delivered dominant wins, reshaping the club championship race in the process. Week 7 brought the grand finale of the Esports World Cup 2025. 48 of the best players in the world entered Street Fighter 6 with big names like Mena RD, Goichi and Big Bird to name a few. Defending champion Xiaohai nearly fell in his opener against Punk, surviving a premature celebration.
What a way to steal it! The charge, the CA on deck as well. Punk is confident that that's it. He's standing up, he's celebrating. It is gonna be 3-2, not yet. He has to play still.
To turn the match around. From there, the bracket narrowed to an East vs West showdown. China's Xiaohai vs Chile's Blaz in the grand finals. And it went the distance. Final game, final round.
Survey says Xiaohai, repeated champion.
Before Xiaohai defended his crown to become the back-to-back Street Fighter 6 champion.
And ladies and gentlemen, back to back, the kid has arrived.
Crossfire lit up the stage as the playoffs unfolded. Baisha Gaming stumbled early against fellow Chinese squad Evolution Power, but battled back to reach the final. and making history of their own, with Chinese teams once again proving their dominance.
Waiting to claim it, they will take their thrones.
Powerhouse AGAL claimed the championship, cementing themselves as the team to beat. For CS2, all eyes were on Team Vitality, the reigning titans, the roster everyone expected to see lifting the trophy. But their story took another shocking turn. What could have been Vitality's shot at $1 million boost in the standings became something far more unexpected.
Only Mr. Cool and the Mongols take it. Vitality, a third consecutive semi-final loss.
A final no one predicted. Two underdogs, written off by many, rose to the occasion. And in the end, it was the Mongols who silenced every doubter and proved their region is a force to be reckoned with.
One kill from it, and there it is. The Mongols, clean sweep in the final. It's not even close. Cup map 3. From the humble beginnings of LAN cafes in Ulaanbaatar.
In 2025, we witnessed the closest race to become the club champion in Esports World Cup history, with 3 clubs battling neck and neck throughout. Team Falcons, Team Liquid, and Team Vitality. The competition was fierce, with each club rising above the rest to claim victory in at least one individual game title and making themselves eligible to win the coveted Esports World Cup Club Championship trophy. Vitality made it off the line first, claiming the top spot in Week 2 and fending off a strong AGAL as the competition started heating up. But it was in Week 4 where we saw massive changes as Team Liquid began to make their mark, jumping a staggering 5 places in a single day to take the top spot. But even that strong of a performance wasn't enough to stop Team Falcons, who only a day later dethroned Liquid to claim the first place for themselves. The two teams continued to clash in Week 5, and after another huge win for Liquid, they found themselves back in pole position and holding strong for another week. But with Week 6 came the turning point, and after late surges from Virtus Pro and Twisted Minds, it was Team Falcons who topped the table at the end of play once more. But as Week 7 began to unfold, and with Crossfire being dominated by strong Chinese clubs, both Falcons and Liquid rosters were eliminated early, both without scoring any points. With the standings remaining unchanged, all eyes were on Counter-Strike 2 as the final game that would potentially decide the whole club championship. And with all 3 frontrunners fielding a roster in the legendary title, everything was still to play for. That was until Team Liquid's Street Fighter 6 representative Nephew fell in his group stage decider game to Takedo, eliminating him from the competition and making it mathematically impossible for Liquid to catch up to Falcons, securing them the back-to-back and being once again crowned as the club champions.
Falcons break the ties and bind, ascending from the LCQ to become your mid-season champions.
It's all over. It's a 2-0 for Falcons. They're going to the finals.
Team Falcons soaring here.
And in front of the hometown crowd.
Team Falcons lock in 3rd place at Rocket League at the Esports World Cup.
They get it done here in Riyadh.
Riyadh has been the home of the Falcons for years. Taking victory upon victory here.
And now, with the dust settling in Riyadh, Team Falcons have been proven to be the best club in the world once more. With another club championship shining bright in their trophy cabinet, one question echoes louder than ever. Can anyone take them down? The road to EWC 2026 begins now.